Okay, class, we're starting on section 1.8, exponents and order of operations. Objective 1, evaluate exponential expressions. We want to simplify. We have 2 to the 4th power. That means that we multiply 2 by itself 4 times. So this would be 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. And when we multiply 2 times itself 4 times, it gives us 16. Because 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16. Now we have here 4 to the 3rd power. That's equivalent to 4 times 4 times 4. 4 times 4 is 16, times 4 is 64. Now it says here, in the first example, 2 is called the base, and 4 is called the exponent. So this is the first example. This 2 is your base, and that is the number that's taken to the exponent. And this 4 is your exponent. Okay, now example 2. Find the value of each exponential expression. We have 3 to the 4th power, which is 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Now when we multiply this, 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27, times 3 is 81. Now we go to B. We have negative 2 in parentheses to the 5th power. This is the same as negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2. So, negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4, times negative 2 is negative 8, times negative 2 is a positive 16, times negative 2 is negative 32. Now we go here to C. We have negative 5 in parentheses squared. Now I'm going to draw a little line here to separate this from the negative 5 squared. So we have negative 5 in parentheses times negative 5 in parentheses. Negative 5 times negative 5 will give you a positive 25. Now we come here to D. We have negative 5 to the 2nd power. Now this negative sign is not taken to the 2nd power, only the 5 is. So that is represented by this here. It'll be a negative on the outside of a parenthesis times with 5 times 5. So we bring down our negative sign. 5 times 5 is 25. So our final answer here is a negative 25. So now we scroll to objective 2, example 3. It says simplify if possible. Now, what we will be doing here is combining like terms. So if we look here at the variables, we have x cubed and we also have x cubed. In order for you to combine the variables, they must have the same variable and the exponent. And I meant to say in order to combine the terms, they must have the same variable and same exponent, which they do here. So we will subtract the numerical coefficient. 26 minus 27 is negative 1. And x cubed, we'll bring it down as x cubed. Negative 1x cubed is just a negative x cubed. Now we go here to B. We have 5x squared plus 5x cubed. These are not like terms because the variable and exponent are not the same. They must both be the same. So your final answer here would be just 5x squared plus 5x cubed. And that will be your final answer. Okay, now tip. The variable terms are like terms if and only if the variable is the same and has the same exponent. It must satisfy both situations. Okay, now we come to objective 3. It says use the order of operations agreement. Order of operations, we have number 1, which is parentheses. And we can list a few of the type of parentheses. You have the regular set, you have the bracket, and you have your braces. Okay, now your exponents. Now we just dealt with exponents, but we could list a couple. Now remember, this 5 here is the base and this 2 is the exponent. This x is the base, this 3 is the exponent. Now we divide or multiply. Now we know division and multiplication. but it's whichever one comes first from left to right. So let's try this out. If we add 6 times 5 divided by 5, what will happen here is, because it's divide or multiply, whichever one comes first from left to right, we'll multiply first, then divide. So we'll have 30 divided by 5, which gives us 6. Now I want to try another problem. This time we would do 5 divided by 5 times 6. Now again, when it says divide or multiply, it's whichever one comes first from left to right. So we would do 5 divided by 5, which is 1, times 6, which is 6. Now, subtract or add is whichever one comes first from left to right. So if we had 5 minus 6 plus 7, we know since we only have addition and subtraction, we go from left to right. So it'd be negative 1 plus 7, which is 6. And then here, we could do 7 plus 6 minus 9. 7 plus 6 is 13. 13 minus 9 is 4. Now we scroll down here to example 4. It says simplify. Now according to the order of operations, we would do our multiplication before our addition. So we would add 7 plus 18, which would give us 25. Here for B, we have 4 times 5, which is 20, and it's 20 squared, minus 4 times 5 squared, because we always do parentheses first. Now, since our parentheses are done because we cannot do anything with this 20 in this parentheses, now we look for our exponents. Now, our first exponent comes here. So it'll be 20 parentheses squared, which we know is 400, because that's 20 times 20, minus 4 times 5 squared. Now we do our next exponent, which is the 5 squared. So we have 400 minus 4 times 25. Now we have subtraction and multiplication. We do the multiplication. So we have 400 minus 4 times 25 is 100. 400 minus 100 is 300. Now we scroll down to C. Now we have an exponent, subtraction, division, an exponent, multiplication, and subtraction. We do the exponent first. So it'll be 64 minus 16 divided by 4 times 4 minus 3. Now we have subtraction, division, multiplication, and subtraction. We know we would do the division first here. So we have 64 minus 16 divided by 4 is 4, times 4 minus 3. Now we have subtraction, multiplication, and subtraction. We would do the multiplication. 64 minus 16 minus 3. 64 minus 16 will give us 48. And 48 minus 3 is 45.